We are at the cabin. Me and the youngest boy and the baby spent the night here last night. He done left, went back home. And I'm going to do a little video, and it's not how the brain processes trauma. It's not inspirational. It's not any of that stuff. It's a story. Some of you may know it. Some of you may have heard of it. But I'm going to fill in a couple holes. And I'll try to make it quick, best I can. I got me some hot green tea going today, a little bit of honey. April 17th, 2013, in a town called West Texas. It's not in West Texas. It's called West Texas. It's between Waco and Dallas. A fire occurred, and from that fire, an explosion occurred. Volunteer fire department responded. Ultimately, 15 people died, 12 were first responders, 3 civilians. A massive explosion. You can Google it. It was heard a long ways away. Back then, I was still working. I wasn't retired. I responded. I've written a lot about this town in several books. I never mention it by name. I never mention anything by name or anybody by name, or the place or anything, but it's in a lot of the books. There was an article done by the Washington Post, which I think is a good article. I participated in it, and I do like that reporter. I went there to try to help people figure some junk out. Hell, I'm not sure I did that, but I went. My old outfit went to investigate the nature of the fire, the nature of the explosion, and that's a whole nother story, and the story's not about that. In the process of that, I met a man named Eddie, and that is his name. He survived the explosion. He was a volunteer firefighter and worked for the city of West. He had sustained some injuries. You can't be next to a massive explosion and not sustain some injuries, and they might not be overly apparent. Besides emotional injury, when you're standing next to people who literally a few minutes before you were just thinking it was just another fire, you're cutting up, making fun, putting on your turnout gear, and a few minutes later, they're gone. That's an emotional hit that I can't even wrap my head around, and I'm supposedly trained. But he had some physical problems. And the problem is with explosions and some other things, injuries just aren't overly apparent. Physical injuries aren't just overly apparent. So I think they classify them as traumatic brain injuries. And we've learned so much about TBIs, is what they call them. Eddie had a lot of surgeries. His eyes got messed up. And I'm not being factual with this. I haven't gone to Eddie's family and said, hey, I'm just telling you what I remember from heart. God dang it. That's too funny. I'm sorry. I know it kind of ruins the video, but that was Eddie's wife texting me. Well, that's some weird joke right there. So, anyway, back to the story. We're going to keep it real, man. I'm not going to edit that out. I'm going to keep it real. So he, had some, surgeries done. I got to know Eddie. I would never claim that Eddie and I were bestie buddies. I would never say that. I thought a lot of it. But, I lived 800 some odd miles away, and I met him, when his world was turned upside down. And I recently did a video on this that, Eddie probably thought I met him at his worst. And if you ask me, I met him at his best. Because he didn't give a damn what I thought. He didn't. We had conversations that were hard. Eddie, I think, may have said things to me that he probably wouldn't tell a whole lot of other folks. He was a cowboy, family man, like me. He wasn't perfect. I'm confident there's probably a few folks out there in the world that wouldn't say the best things about me. You can't get through life without pissing off a few folks. Somehow Eddie figured out how to get across that bridge. And we've done videos on that. I figured out how to get across bridges. And I don't honestly know how. And I don't think any person can take credit for that. I think it's a combination of people, combination of situations and circumstances, and it's timing. A big thing when people die next to you is survivor's guilt. So clearly Eddie had that. Classic clinical definition, Google search, boom, it's right there. I remember Eddie telling me, and it was a learning experience for me. He said, I get off work. He worked for the city of West, like the, like road crews. He was a jack of all trades, man. He could fix anything. He could probably fix a rocket. He said, I'd get off work and I'd come home and I'd sit in my easy chair and I just want to kick back. And then I start having trouble with my eyes and I'm right back in that explosion. And that's one of the things, is that people don't realize. When you're fighting a physical issue, it's hard to move forward in any form or fashion. And then the physical thing takes you back to the emotional thing, and then it's just a vicious cycle. And I know Eddie struggled with that. But somehow, as I already said, he figured out a way to cross that bridge. And he did. COVID kicked in. I didn't go to West there for a couple years because of COVID and all that junk. But I've continually tried to go back to West. I've done presentations on West. It's a magical town. I mean, I just can't explain how magical it is to me. Just really what a great group of people down there. Literally one of the life-changing events. And I wasn't there when it blew up. I was there after it blew up. But just to watch that town pick up the damn chunks, glue them together, rock on. In 2023, Eddie was a few weeks before the 10-year anniversary of the explosion. He was working for the city of West, doing his normal job. Responded to a situation out on the interstate and ultimately was killed by a truck. If you Google search that accident and the details, there are some that would say, and I've argued this point, that, Eddie died a hero. And I think a lot of us in this field aren't real big on that word. I did what I did because it's what I wanted to do. I think a hero to me is somebody who steps way outside of their bounds, and does some junk that ain't part of their job description, and just ain't got nothing to do with it. Eddie died being Eddie. That's the honest to God's truth. He did. He died just being the guy that he was. And it wouldn't have mattered if he was a firefighter, a cowboy, a parent, or a friend. Eddie was going to step up. He just was. This Friday, which this video is being done on a Sunday, this Friday, the 28th of March, is when Eddie stepped up out there on the interstate. Last year, my oldest boy and I went to Emmitsburg, Maryland, to the National Fallen Fighter Foundation's memorial for all the firefighters killed. So Eddie was killed in 23. He was dedicated last year. And my oldest boy and I went up there to support Eddie's family. 2 members of the West Fire Department were there, people I've known now for 10 years. Next month, my oldest boy and I will be going back to West for the anniversary on the 17th. I doubt they'll be doing anything big. That's fine. But we're going to take a few minutes to sit around that very modest fire department, laugh and cut up, tell some funny Eddie stories. When we were able to go back to the anniversary dates, ever since the explosion, Eddie, the chief who's now retired, who I kind of think like he's kind of like a dad. Had a good dad, don't get me wrong, but he done punched out. The mother hen, who I write about a lot in the books, Eddie, chief, the mother hen, and myself. We go to the 2 different cemeteries where the guys are buried that were lost in 2013. So, on that 10-year anniversary, it was just the 3 of us, because Eddie died a few weeks before that. And we took Eddie's helmet. My oldest boy drove Eddie's personal diesel truck. We're big diesel people. And we went around each cemetery and lit up the sirens, lights, carried Eddie's helmet with us. So, I know things are kind of out of order. Apologize. I ain't going to retake this video. At the end of this video, I'm going to clip together some pictures that Eddie's wife literally just texted me, because I've been on her all week, that I need some new pictures. And I'm going to clip together a couple little pictures. Eddie would not want you Friday to sitting around busting tears out of your eyes for him. I wouldn't want that if I was in Eddie's shoes. But I do ask Friday, which is when this video is going to be posted, did y'all think about Eddie? Think about all the fellas out there and the gals and girls, and I don't know what all the political correctness is or how to say all that crap anymore. But how about damn people, right? Let's just think about all them people that just do what they got to do. Hell, we can just take it a step further, which is what Eddie would want. You don't have to have a badge or a uniform. You just do what you got to do because it's the right damn thing to do. And when it comes down to Eddie, that's pretty much what it was. He wouldn't want a big smoke show and a bunch of junk, circus tents, no. He would just want people to step up when they need to step up. And if it ain't in the DNA, it ain't. We're going to do more videos because this story is not over. So I'm giving you, I don't know what the word is, cliffhanger? I don't know. We're doing something pretty cool next month when we go to Texas for the anniversary. And we're going to do some videos on that. Those videos will show, in my opinion, how remarkable Eddie's family is. And how blessed my family is to be a part of that. So, I've blabbled on enough. I got crap to get done today. I hope you enjoyed the scenery. Hear that pipe rolling after I unplugged the beavers jacked it up last night. And think about Eddie today. That's what I want. And everybody else. So get on your phones and your computers. Learn about a town called West Texas. It's amazing when I talk about the explosion. People are like, didn't even know what happened. I don't know how a whole town could blow up and nobody would know, but I guess that's just the world we live in. So, y'all have a good day, and I hope you enjoyed the video.
Mm-hmm.